Hey, welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. We are joined again by Mr. C. Mr. C, how are you doing today, sir?
Hey, everybody. Feeling good. We're coming on at a little later time than usual, so I'm excited about experimenting with our formatting and all our stuff.
I'm noticing that I should have practiced ahead of time. I got the banner covering the bottom part of my face, but I can prop myself up. All right. So, Mr. C, we are covering uh, Mego madness today, and I'm very excited about this because it's been a while since we've talked about Mego um, in a big way. So, what do you have to share with us?
Well, I guess we'll come back to the shirt later on then, so I can stay direct on to your question. But our first Mego heavily featured show, I'm having a little echo in the phones, which is one of our adjustments, so I'll navigate through that. So our first was October 24 of 2020, and we looked at Mego and Imaginext, kind of comparing the different entries from each of the product lines. And since that time, you can see some Funkos in the back. Since that time, we did a little bit of Invisible Man most recently. Prior to that, we did a little Creature of the Black Lagoon feature. So now there are more Megos in our inventory at present. So I wanted to tie everything together. One of our features at that time, oh, look, we got some, well, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Okay, so back to October 24 of 2020. One of the Imaginext characters that we featured was the Fly. And at that time, at least in my inventory, there was no corresponding Mego piece. However, now there is. Can you please bring in the fan cam? And let's see the Fly fly over.
Let us do that. Here we go.
Here we go. Look. So at the time, again, sometimes we have to call ourselves out on our errors. I miscalculated which hand was the Fly hand. And here we can see the Mego Fly and the Imaginext Fly. So let me put that guy down and let me get the lighting. There we go. So this is the flocked Fly. Here's another production level experiment. If our rotating stand is going to rotate and keep the figure standing up. Note his jacket, which will have some follow-up points on that in a little minute. So this is the flocked Fly. At first, I kind of didn't think I wanted to get him because look at those creepy eyes. And then I thought, you know what? Those are some pretty creepy eyes. I'm going to pick this guy up and bring him into the collection. So there he is, the Amigo Fly.
That is a really nice piece. That is a really nice piece. And so is it? So it's flocked. So it's a little bit furry. Is it just in the head or the hands?
Yeah, the head. Well, we're not in the practice of disrobing our characters around here so much, but just for the illustration purposes, yes, the torso flocked, the arms are flocked. The bottoms of the feet are flocked. So he's
pretty good.
It's entirely plausible he's flocked from head to toe.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to know that part.
Right. Some things don't need to know. Okay, so for our next entry that was not in our inventory at that time, looking at she's a mystery girl, let luck be a lady tonight. And as the cars would say, she was a frozen fire. She was the only desire of the monster. However, when he said, let's go, she went in a different direction. We have the Bride of Frankenstein. So she was not so much interested in making a connection with the Frankenstein monster. But hey, here she is in all her glory. And let's see if we can also, let me catch up. So there is the Fly in a black and white image. And now to catch up, here she is in all her black and white glory. So
Nice.
again, a classic universal character. And through her Mego rendition, through her Mego interpretation. Oh, look, there she goes, little side by side. Here she is in color. Here she is in black and white. There we go. There we go. All right. So there's the Bride of Frankenstein. Now, there were some comedic elements in the Bride of Frankenstein. So using that as a transition point, and let's move over here, talking about the great horror comedies. Here we have Marty Feldman as Igor, who would then, after the fact, oh, come on, help me out. Let's get to, there we are. So there's Marty as Igor. So an interesting production note, the Joe Namath Mego character comes with a football. And that same football is what is inserted into the back, into the cloak of Marty Feldman.
No, really?
Yeah. So we talk about how different companies do repaints and different redos on stuff. So this was an interesting use of the Joe Namath football.
That's pretty hilarious. That's a great looking figure. That is a great rendition of
and again, let's hope our newly acquired Lazy Susan figure displaying disc can keep the guy standing up, and giving him a little tour here. So far, so good. I mean, the eyes, everything, the facial expression. That's a very good rendering of Marty just as he appeared in the movie.
It's spot on. That's a great rendition. Oh, and a question for you on your previous thing that you had with the Bride of Frankenstein. Jim Campbell asked, "Are those scars on her face?"
Mr. Campbell, welcome to the chat, sir. Good to have you along. Let's return to the Bride and try to get a little close. So yes, they definitely had some movie accurate scarring on her, and there she is.
That's pretty amazing.
I agree wholeheartedly. So, keeping with the Young Frankenstein, here's Gene Wilder himself. I don't know if Gene's willing to stand for us. Okay, there he goes.
And just to say hi to Blue Sasquatch. Yes.
Oh, Blue, it's been a minute. Welcome back, Blue Sasquatch. We've been missing you. You must have been, out in the Pacific Northwest or something, but good to have you along for tonight.
Awesome. All right.
So here's Gene Wilder. And, is he Frankenstein? Is he Frankenstein? Depends on the timestamp. Here he is. And if we can bring back our creepy-eyed fly, right here. Okay. So let's look. Hey, look at that. They buy their lab coats at the same Mad Scientist convention. Isn't that nuts? Look at these guys. They're ready to go out and, do Mad Scientist stuff together. And it's beautiful.
That's very nice. That's very nice.
And again, as we're juggling our experimental business here as he appears in the film in a little black and white.
There you go.
And again, one of the top horror comedies, a great, hilarious motion picture, Young Frankenstein. Can't get enough of it. All right.
I'm going to drop the Mego madness thing.
There you go. Yeah,
there we go again.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, a lot happening right here.
All right, so let's go to the black and white first on this one. Oh, okay, we're still there. We're still there. Okay, we're still checking them all out. And then let's go. Oh, look.
Oh, here we go.
Is a Nosferatu. So let me put him up in the stand. And this guy, here, let me go to hide. There he is. Look at him, so creepy. All the way from 1922, trying to haunt around. So this guy is the glow-in-the-dark Nosferatu. And hey, glow-in-the-dark stuff is good. It really works. I won't do the jump off and turn off the lights now. Maybe we'll try that more towards the end to put him in the context to feature his glowing skills. So he's got a little bit of a glow there, a little bit of a glow. But to cross-reference him with come on, he's got to be right here. Here he is. Here he is. Old school Nosferatu, not the glow in the dark one, who we featured on the previous episode. So let's take a look. We kind of just reversed the color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Gray coat, black scarf, gray scarf, black pants, gray pants. Here they are. Nice and creepy.
Interesting that they could have used the same outfit for both of those figures, but I assume it's more screen accurate to have the non-glow in the dark one with the gray coat. Is that the deal?
Good question.
There you go.
I've seen, of course, pieces of it. Full confession, I have yet to see the entirety of the 1922 picture. There you go. There he is in the corner, and there he is in the black and white shot. Mm-hmm. So, given that it's a black and white movie, I'm not exactly sure. And given that I haven't seen so much of it, I'll tell you what, we'll owe the answer to our audience as to what color he seems to be wearing. Spooky is right. Blue Scott, spooky is right. So yeah, I'll do some homework and try to sort it out as to what actual color scheme he's going with in his black and white picture in 1922.
And a follow-up question from Jim Campbell: are they the same hands as the Hunchback? Does Nosferatu have the same hands?
See, here comes Jim Campbell throwing some tough questions out there.
Good one.
So the Hunchback figure exists, only I think he was on one of those limited releases between a hybrid partnership with Topps Company and Mego. So I've only seen pictures of the Hunchback guy, but I've never actually seen him. So now we got two pieces of homework. So I got to owe the info on Nosferatu's outfit and what the hands look like on the Hunchback and Notre Dame character. All right, keeping notes.
No, what? But Igor.
Oh my
Igor,
God! Look at me missing the point. Look at me missing the point.
Yeah, not. Yeah, okay.
Let me tell
Jim
you.
clarifies. Yes, I mean yes. The guy with the Joe Namath football in his jacket.
Well, let's get him in here for a close up, and let me.
Okay. All right. I'm going to the solo.
Now we don't need a close up of my hands, but
it's a little different. It looked
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Here, sorry. Yeah. Here we go. Kind of similar, identical. Maybe here. Let me pull them over to bring them on by office. I'll go. Yeah, I'll say yeah, and then just the different black fingernail paint versus the no fingernail paint. I will say the exact same hands. Thank you, Mr. Campbell, for continuing to throw me questions to keep me thinking.
And shout out to the Mandarin.
Oh, now we got Mandarin. Now it's good. Now it's good. All right, so let's get a little catch up here. There was Mandarin. We're getting you caught up. Here's Nosferatu old school and Nosferatu. Oh man, what good praise that is. Much appreciated. So here is the character that we featured, as mentioned, in his own episode. It was a shorter episode, Creature of the Black Lagoon. Let me get him up on the stand here. Of course, with his giant flipper feet, he doesn't want to. All right. If I pull out, there he is. Look at him. Okay, nice. Let's try to spin around, which we're clearly not being consistent with every figure to do the spin. But here we go. Look at the stitching. Look at the gill work, the fins. I'll say this, his hands are definitely unique unto himself. And again, as we had mentioned the other time, different than all the figures, he's got this plastic coating over his cloth work. So that costume ain't coming off him, not so easily anyway. I was really pleased to be able to pull this guy into the collection. And then as there were other editions released. Let me do this. So let's even toggle here for a second. So between this one and this one, I'm not seeing very much difference. But the second creature that got released was known as, I guess, the Dark Creature is what some people are calling him. Let me kind of get him over on the side there where he's visible. And here, here we go. Here.
Oh my goodness! Look at this. Okay, well, that was inevitable.
Get back up. All right. So we can see here. This one's the lighter color. This one's the darker color. And let me even pull the black and white out of the way to make that easier of a contrast to see. Who do I like better? It's really hard to say. They're both really great figures, great interpretations of the creature. And as Jim Campbell and I say, what is the current white whale? What is the current most important toy to locate? Here we go.
This guy that's interesting.
Arrived, and he's a little bit more blue tinted than I expected, a little more silvery. Ooh, Sasquatch the Swamp Thing, DC Rebirth. That's a good get. I believe that's the Figures Toy Company one, and it's not in our inventory, but it's a real good acquisition to be sure. And as we mentioned in that other episode, there are some differences and similarities between the creature and Swamp Thing. So, and this guy sure wants to take a dive again. He's trying to get back in the water. He's had enough. He's like, don't be shining lights on me. I'm going to go take a swim. What do you think? Anyway, so Swamp Thing being more plant-based and the creature being more fish-based, but they're both humanoid type monsters who have come out of a lagoon or a swamp. All right, let's test our spinning. And if we fall, we fall. If we stand, we stand. Look at them. All right, there they go. All right. Again, all the same stuff, just different coloration, but all of it top notch. All of it worth picking up.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, the Mandarin ads. Love the details, and favorite is the blue. Jim Campbell adds, yeah, the blue tint reminds me of 3D. Yeah, I get those kinds of vibes too.
Absolutely. The blue and the red, traditional one lens in the 3D glasses being blue and the other being red. So that wraps up all of our new guys. Except, I'm not right to say that. We did put out, let me do it. There we go. We did show on that Invisible Man and Godzilla double feature before. So just to include all the newer figures now that weren't in the inventory back to October 2020. So here's the Invisible Man. This one with the bandages on his face. Interesting, G, that at that time you had commented that the Mego Invisible Man was a little bit murky, a little bit less clear in his translucency. And I don't know, maybe Dr. Mego or somebody took your comments to heart, because as we depicted last time, this guy's a lot more clear or pure in his translucence. You can see in his hands. Now I'll bring the other guy in for comparison. So again, no knock on, no knock, we'll knock down. But as you can see by the hands, yeah, one of them's more clear and one of them's more murky. So, but still both great figures to have. And then that wraps us up. So I just wanted to do a little bit of comparing, since these were black and white movies in the classics. There were some color shots and some black and white comparisons. So this Frankenstein is a glow in the dark, as is Nosferatu. These Draculas are not glow in the dark. Put Drac out of sequence, but hey, all right. Here's a couple of Wolfmen. Color comparison for the black and white. Here we got the Invisible Men. Which outfit?
Which outfit? I missed it.
All right.
Oh, there we go.
And yeah, here was the Mummy, who we only have the one of at this time. I've been tempted sometimes to pick up the Karloff face mummy, but so far we only got one mummy in the house, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then, of course, the Headless Horseman, the pumpkin head. And there they are in black and white for contrast.
Nice.
So, I wanted to give, as we're starting to wrap up here, I wanted to give a few shout outs and recognition. So the Brick Mantooth channel, I put these three in alphabetical order. So these would be those who inform me, those who help me understand the new releases and the Mego process and all of what's going on. So much recognition of the Brick Mantooth channel. Again, in alphabetical order, the Howlin' Wolf is a local to Chicago area reviewer. You can tell by his Chicago accent, my friends. He's got a lot of good material on his channel. And then the MIB Master Toy Museum. Again, three really good channels to further your Mego knowledge or Mego interests. And then let me just come over here, check out the Brick Mantooth, check out Howlin' Wolf, and check out MIB Master Toy Museum. So that's all we got.
We got some comments. Yeah.
All right, let's do comments. Let's do comments.
I hope I don't trip on them in the as you were going through the reviews of the figures there, and Greg adds Fanboy C has up to live stream experience with the action figure turntable and Fanboy Cam. Yes, it's very nice. This is
if you're not in, they say of a shark, if it's not in motion, he's gonna sink. So we're trying to be in motion. We're trying to come up with some innovations here, put some things together. Oh boy.
Yeah, there's only been a handful of falls here. Thankfully, no dramatic shelf dives.
Maybe we'll have to come back and put up a tally of how many falls we've had. We'll have to see. Let me see if I can get the glow feature kicking on them, and maybe I'll jump over and pop off the light real quick if we feel we can get away with that. I tell you what, that's the whole reason we have a background behind the stands. Let me reach down for the flashlight, give them a little charge, and then we'll come back in a second and I'll drop the lights, see if we can get the glow feature in a live way. Oh, look, there's my arm. There's the light. Look, my arm moves, the flashlight moves. Look at that. Oh, yeah, that Invisible Man outfit. You're talking about the classic robe. That's how you want to lounge around. Mandarin, I respect your style. I respect your style. All right. So, that's right. Chicago. That's right, Sasquatch. That's what we do.
The right way to do it.
All right. Yeah. So I hope well, there we go. There's some glow on Frankenstein, and I didn't even have to go get the lights. So let's see there. All right.
Oh, that works.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to do the thing where the flashlight has its kickstand. Hopefully I'm not going to regret this. I'm going to go turn out the lights, and then I'll see if we can get Nosferatu to show some glow.
This is this is well, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to jinx it. Everything's going to be fine. Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right. Is this going to work out? Oh.
All right. Kind of worked.
No, it did work. It did work.
All right. All right. Here, let's go again. Oh, there they go. I was hoping to have like a more luminescence about them, a brighter charge, if you will. But hey, that's we're the little guy here. We're not a pro.
It works well enough. It works well enough. Sometimes with that glow in the dark kind of effect, it doesn't do anything. But this, it does pop. It does work. It does work. I mean, that's also the limitations of how we've done this thing. But you can see that it does work. That's nice. Usually for me, I don't like the glow in the dark kind of effects. Usually I like that it's just, painted or whatever else. But this works very nicely.
Sasquatch, help us out. Frankenstein Ralph. I'm not sure about what Frankenstein Ralph is, but you gotta.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, hey, I just said about being a shark and keep it moving in the water. So maybe the next thing that we got to do is get some music incorporated also. So we'll see about that.
Oh, this is interesting. So is it only the head? It's only the head that
Here,
glows in the dark,
all
right?
right, let's zero in on the hands. So now my flashlight's flicking out on me, but here, let's see if I can get some hand. Definitely Frankenstein's hands. I can confirm that for sure. But here, and okay, here we go. Getting the other light. Here we go. We're going to get some lights on in here. We're going to give it a little test drive. There's a little.
Yes, I understand. Yes, Blue Sasquatch, referring to the Ninja Turtle Frankenstein. That's right. Yes.
Oh, all right. Here,
Yep.
let me bring my man Nosferatu closer back up. And there you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
There. Oh, and of course, then the timer comes on the other light. Let me get that out of the way. There's a glowing hat.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
That is cool.
This little vampire man back down. I'm going to go pop the lights back on, and then we'll see what else we got before we wrap up.
So Mr. C going to step away and turn on the lights in the house. I like this fan cam thing. It allows us to zoom in and see a little bit more clearly. And I also do like the combination of the other pictures that you took for everybody. That's cool.
Well, thanks much. So just a couple other notes then as I was digging around the house. So Scooby. Absolutely, Jim. Scooby. Scooby Doo.
His hands do glow. I will purchase him. Who is he again? that was Nosferatu, right? That was Nosferatu where you just did that.
Yeah. That's the glow in the dark Nosferatu who. And anyway, so where can people find this stuff? So some of it is in stock on some places online. I would also say there's nothing wrong with, and let's, if you're inclined to, help out your local comic shop. So a bunch of these guys, came out of the local comic shop, out of All Yeah Comics, right here, right nearby. In addition to that, here's your ZLC collectibles, your Entertainment Earths, your Big Bad Toy Stores, and a motion picture company, something. That's where the MIB Mego guy gets most or all of his stuff is out of the motion picture company toy shop, or I don't have the exact citation. Oh man,
Why ask this question? Another question. Yeah, you gotta get 2 turntables and a microphone because that's where it's at.
We do have 2 turntables. We don't have music.
Oh, there are 2 turntables. There actually are 2 turntables. Yeah.
I'm so on top of this right now. So there are the 2 turntables. There is the microphone. I was coming to say here. Let's put this guy in the fan cam. So as I was digging around, so some things you save and some things you don't. So there's my original Mego Captain America shield from the mid 70s. Clearly, it shows age and wear and tear on it, and I should probably get a little glue action in here and get this thing sealed up and protected in something. Not exactly monster related, but I thought I'd hey, been with Mego for a long time, so it's kind of good. Just another before we're out. They do have other non-monster stuff. Bruce Lee is ready to take care of business. That's often a routine we do around the house. We're not so much playing with the Mego guys, and it's for sure not playing with the Imaginext guys as we had been in recent years.
We'll
very often have a Bruce Lee versus Nosferatu battle around here. That's a very popular way we spend our time. With the Michael Pena.
Oh my goodness.
So and then just also besides Bruce, there's the good old Rocketeer. Last time we had more figures in the review. This time there were fewer, so I wanted to throw in a couple of non-monsters to try to match out on the total number of figures reviewed. So the Rocketeer is going to kind of, jet away there, take off. But gee, before we go, can we break down the shirt, which I meant to throw in the earlier part of the intro banter, but I have a very specific
Oh yes.
shirt here. Can we talking about things of fandom and things of importance? Can we explain to the peoples what's going on with this shirt?
Well, that is a lovely piece. That shirt is actually a design that my grandfather carved that wooden fish. He carved it while he was in the Japanese American concentration camps back during World War II. So he carved that, and so I appreciate you for still having that shirt and wearing it today. Did not expect that.
The shirt's, give or take over 20 years old. Sometimes it's been more in rotation, sometimes it's been out, but today was the right day to wear the shirt in the comings and goings. And so I'm happy to represent. And let me just see, having seen these actual 3D pieces in our younger years, I mean, Grandpa had mad skills to put we're putting together a turntable and a fan cam, but far greater skill level, use of the hands, artistry was to be able to do wood carvings like this in his time. So props to Gramps, and that's remarkable that he could put this together. And then also great to your parents for getting it years later translated into the T-shirt that went with the summer festival back in the day. So it's across the generations. It's some good stuff.
I appreciate you for wearing that shirt. I got to get through the comments here. Yeah. Oh, yes. With the glow in the dark hands. Oh, and there was this earlier comment. I see the Invisible Man doesn't glow, but that wouldn't make sense. It still would have been cool.
Hey, in a world where variant comic books sell with chromium covers and alternate artists and all that stuff, in a world where the Fly, we'll be off the page, but there's regular Fly, there's Flock Fly. He comes with a red tie, a blue tie. When they're selling Stan Lee, he'll have the yellow sweater or the green sweater. So yes, maybe it's not logical sense for the Invisible Man to glow, but that would be a hard one for me to turn down. I would be very interested in picking up a glowing Invisible Man if it did come to the market. Speaking of the other stuff then along those lines, the Werewolfs, got them right here. So these two guys are the regular werewolves.
Okay.
And there's also a flocked or a furry variation is what I mean to say on the werewolves. I don't have that flocked one, but to that point, hey, there's money to be made, there's collectors to be sold to, and there's creative teams to put stuff together. So if it existed, I'd for sure be interested in getting it. And it's a good comment and good thought.
And I don't know if you saw this one using Mod Podge. I would probably keep it as it is. I wouldn't attach it.
Well, we'll see. You know what? Maybe I just even find a very tiny protective case for it and leave it. It was under the socks in the dresser for the Rocketeer. Maybe we'll do a whole separate thing on Rocketeer because yes, he looks like a proto Iron Man. I was just watching again the other channels. The Cartoonist Kayfabe channel just did a very deep dive on the Rocketeer comics, which preceded and fed into the Rocketeer motion picture. And the guy, I can't even remember his name. So, man, we got a lot of homework out of this episode to put together. Bruce
Lee is a man.
Talking about Bruce Lee.
And the Mandarin just getting all kind of fashion ideas from the
Mandarin. These are movie accurate, man. These are movie accurate. Look at him. You got some scars in the movie? We're going to put some scars on Amigo.
Yes.
Where was I going before we jumped on?
Enter the Dragon scars right there. And Jim Campbell says, that's me. Is that with I'm already lost. What was that?
Campbell's just trying to stump me left and right tonight. Come on, Campbell. You're doing it on the clock. You're doing it off the clock. Superfly, like Jimmy Snuka.
What about Superfly? Or Jimmy Fly.
Oh, if we're talking motion picture Superfly, maybe there's a custom of that out there somewhere. I haven't seen it. Does the Fly have a furry body? See, Blue, that's what I'm saying. At first, I'm like, I like him, but he looks too creepy. And then those creepy eyes kept staring at me from the inside of its package. Oh, besides All Comics, I should give a recognition to Graham Cracker Comics. So Graham Cracker Comics at Winamac and Clark Street, and probably at their many Chicago area locations, Graham Cracker Comics. That is where I picked up The Fly and Dr. Frankenstein. So they're out there, and yeah, it again, I didn't get it because it creeped me out, and then I had a shift, and I did pick it up because it was so creepy. So I'm right there with you, Blue Sasquatch.
And Jim Campbell explains the context of with just a knife. So if you could show the shirt again, he is referring to the. Yep. He's referring to the fish. Oh, wait, hold on, I got the wrong comment. So he's referring to the fish. So it wasn't with just a knife. It was with proper wood carving tools. One of the activities that they did in the camps was to develop wood carving skills. And so actually my grandfather then moved on to being a carpenter. He had worked on speedboats, which at that time, were all made out of wood. So it was more than just a knife there. And yes, it could have been done with a very large sharp chopstick, but that would have probably not had a great outcome. And then, oh yes, pretty much, you never hear that song anymore.
Not so much. And this is now it's happening like back in the day when WSCR used to say fans talking to fans. So now we got commenters commenting to other commenters. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Not to drag and a stretch, but as long as we're doing a little bit of memory lane here. She back in the day for your birthday party.
Oh my goodness.
We were at Just Games. And so then I was look at it. See the phone number there? There's no area code. Because back in the day, the area code was like just the same for miles and miles and miles.
That's right.
So now you need at least 3 different area codes. If they still had the same locations, which they don't, you need at least 3 different area codes for all of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I actually still have mine. I still have my own as well.
Yes, you do. Good to remember the stuff of our youth. Good to celebrate it now in our not so much youth. 312 for life. Well, good. 312-773. We want, inclusive. We want to be inclusive of all our spots. Even if somebody's going to go 815, hey, it's all included here. No gatekeeping.
Awesome. Well, this has been great, Mr. C, and thank you all for being in the chat and watching live. And if you're watching later, post in the comments because we would love to hear from you. Mr. C, what can we look forward to next? What else? What else?
I'm going to do a little dramatic pause on that. So I'm going to answer that question right quick.
Okay.
Here comes. I want to give thanks to art director Greg Idahara for jumping in tonight. Blue Sasquatch, it's been a minute. Thanks for coming around again. Mandarin, always good to have you. It's nice to get the comments. Jim Campbell, I'm a big fan of Jim Campbell back in the day and now today also.
7-Eleven for life.
7-Eleven era. So, Blue, speaking of that, there was a certain event that was 7-Eleven connected back in the day. And unless something comes to our surprise, then we can probably expect to be back same bad time, same bad channel. A week from today, we want to do our Svengoolie Tribute episode. We've mentioned Sven here and there. You've seen the Svengoolie t-shirt. You've seen before that we got some Svengoolie merchandise around. The man behind the hat, the man behind the rubber chicken, Rich Coase, is about to have his 70th birthday. So once we saw that on the calendar, we started putting together a retrospective to cover from the origins to current times, what's going on with the son of Svengoolie, who then became Svengoolie, and how the 7-Eleven is relevant is one of the most infamous yet survivable moments of his career when we were all back in 1982, and not just us locally, as I've learned, it was in other markets also, going to 7-Eleven to get those 3D glasses to come home and watch a primetime Creature of the Black Lagoon, Revenge of the Creature. He's under all the other guys now. So here, right now, this is more 3D right here than what we got out of that night back in 1982. But that was definitely a hallmark moment in Sven's career. And so we'll be looking at that, maybe some. Well, I don't want to give away the whole show. I just, you gotta just leave a little taste, leave them looking for something more. So we're going to be very honored and very very eager to put together our Rich Co's 70th birthday. Happy birthday, Rich! Thanks for being there from our Creature of the Black Lagoon 7-11 years through now, and that's what we got.
Mr. C is cool like white chocolate. No, very nice. And Jim Campbell says, best Saturday night ever. Will you guys have a Batman review going up? I'm going to cough quickly here. We haven't talked about it, actually. Are you going to see the movie?
At some point, yeah. I mean, so, again, I love it when my ignorance gets exposed right here live on the camera. But I've seen trailers. I know it's coming. I don't know the release date. So, I mean, yeah, at some point it'll be seen. At some point we can break it down. We didn't have, it's not it's not hard in the pre-production pipeline. It's floating out there.
It's next weekend, but it's next weekend. I gotta say, I'm typically really big into seeing movies right when they first come out, especially things superhero movies. But I haven't picked up tickets yet for this one. It feels weird, but I might fix that. I might try to see it at least by the Saturday or something. At least by Saturday. And other comments. Blue Sky. I'm Batman. No, just kidding. I'm the Blue Sky. Yeah, that just that doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, maybe it's time.
Yeah, the Batman looks like he's got some the Robert right is Robert Pattinson got some stuff going on, and then this question: when's the next live stream? Next week, same time. So to call, you and I haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
We did talk about unboxing the Razor Crest. I still
got to get that Razor Crest though.
We gotta get to it.
We will sell no wine before it's time. We will unbox no Razor Crest before the moment is right.
If I can, I might crack it open out of the box, and hopefully not crack. I'll get it out of the box and take some pictures so that when we do it properly, then it's not watching me get an X-Acto knife and trying to put the thing together. So
right, we can't be having the Razor Crest on the turntable, taking a dive, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's got.
Yeah, that would be really painful.
Got to be a little different.
that would be painful. So we will work it out of when's the next live stream. Hopefully we get back into a rhythm again. All right. Well, I think that covers it, Mr. C.
I think this was a good one.
Do I use a knife? Well, it depends. It depends. I figure, I've got another 4 fingers left on this hand, so I'm probably all right. Still using a knife, so it's.
Oh, the old finger can't pull. Look at that. Never thought I'd pull that one on the channel, but hey, that was the moment for it.
All right. Well, always a pleasure to see you, Mr. C, and always a pleasure to be together with you all watching live. Again, if you're watching later, post in the comments because we do love to hear you. If you haven't already, hit the like. That helps the channel, and even better if you can hit the subscribe because we would love to stay connected with you. Yeah. Oh my God. See, Blue Sasquatch pandering to your goofy uncle tricks, yeah, or as Greg Guitar says, boomer magic tricks.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you. Look forward to connecting next time. Mr. C, thank you so much for sharing that collection with everybody.
Good night, everybody.
All right. Take care. Good night. Thank you. Bye. This has been the Fanboy Cantina.